disappeared. Yep. Yep. It all kicked off. Oh, look, we're on.
That's okay. I'm just take your chill with it, man. I'm just trying to see if the shit's gonna be rocking and socking.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we're going to get.
Welcome to the shit show.
I'm already done with my first glass. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh man.
This one goes out to Klinger 98 Rock. Blumpkins being thrown around everywhere.
Whoa.
Ew.
Whoa.
Nah, dude, we were listening to 98 Rock on the way home, and he's sitting there talking about he wants a, you know those live callback features that they have for their fucking app. He's saying he wants someone to do a recording on there using the sentence with the word Blumpkin in it.
Oh my
And
god.
my poor wife had no idea what the fuck that means.
Ugh.
So when I explained it to her, I felt so bad. I was like, I'm sorry, hon.
She felt like she had heat stroke all over again.
Dude, and what made it worse is the example I was using to tell her was a true story from college where I walked in on someone getting a Blumpkin. And she was like, ah!
Is it too late to start this cast over? Is it?
No, this is great. This is the perfect time to share. Apparently, there's nobody watching.
If you're not here right now, you're missing out. It was fucking horrible, dude. It scarred me for life.
That's one.
There we go. Someone's on here like, please stop.
All right, guys. Well, we're live apparently. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, Shellhead Toys. Welcome back to Drinks and Toys with Mr. Johnny Five. Johnny, how are you tonight? Obviously good.
Salut.
Salute, man.
We gotta get the inside scoop from Nicole on how she knows when we go live. She's always the first person here, right?
Well,
hey,
because
you know
you see that I don't even get a notification that we're live until like 2 days later that it pops up like, oh, Shellhead has a new podcast. Like, oh, I mean, I was there, but thanks for the reminder.
Yeah, well,
Nicole,
hey, Nicole, thank you for coming on. Always appreciate it.
How'd you get it? How'd you get the notification?
It's probably gonna be one of those like I follow you guys that I just apparently don't follow us.
Duh.
If you wait, I don't know if I want to watch y'all anymore. How long have you been watching, man?
Well, you were mean to her last week.
Oh, that's got nothing to do with it.
I think the story.
Gustavo said that. My bad. He just want to hear about his brother seeing a Blumpkin. Like,
oh god, we got to stop there because I don't want my mom looking this up.
Walking in on a roommate like.
Hey, your mom's in the chat. Calm down.
This is getting better.
Oh dear Lord, Mom, go home.
Fucking families in the chat, dude.
We don't want to be here for this.
Mom, go home. I am home, Johnny.
Oh Christ! All right, so so a few things. So I actually advertised this way, and I thought it was kind of cool, and I like it when we don't agree on everything because then it's more fun.
We advertise what? We advertised?
Well, if by advertise you mean I typed out some words and hit share, then yes.
Oh, I didn't see that either. See, I don't get these notifications.
So it was part of the share for being on tonight at 9. Like I did a regular normal post on okay, I can't ignore this. Home John, your mom's gangster. My name's Home John. Oh my god.
Mother, don't look. Avert your eyes and ears.
So I did a regular post and I said, hey, we've got some things we're talking about tonight. I said we've got some controversies over San Diego Comic-Con, some disagreements, and then of course I also put in there about like the price of toys because it's something I'd watched on another podcast that I really liked. I really enjoyed it, and I shared it with you guys.
When did this happen?
It was in the chat. Well,
I really feel like we need to just start stealing content from other people and just go with that.
Well, it's it gives us content, but
like we should like just rebrand Shellhead Toys.
It's inspiration.
Like we should like really just rebrand Shellhead, Drinks and Toys. Let it be that, but at the same time, let us just like be the pirates of the community where we just steal everybody's ideas and their conversations and just run with it. Like
we'll just start taking like Froggy flips and all that stuff, and we'll just superimpose our face on him everywhere he goes.
Well, so I got the beanie, right? Like I'm already trying.
We'll do some South Park shit where they just put the face on the character. We can all be Canadian. So
You know, I've been working on something, man. This is kind of crazy. It's a huge learning curve. I'm trying to figure.
You need to make a character called Canadian Bacon.
Canadian Bacon. Actually, that would be hilarious. And his arch enemy is like actual bacon.
Yeah,
sworn enemies of the intergalactic.
It's not some weird name. His name is just Canadian Bacon.
No, but actually have like stills of the characters, and you know how you can have that graphic where it lays over the eyes and mouths over the image.
That I don't know what it's called. Some kind of paper, paper or whatever.
Yeah. So I've kind of been working with that, just doing skits. So it's coming soon. It's gonna be on YouTube. Hopefully, it'll be fun. People like it.
Shut up. Hold on. You have twins. One was born in Canada on the fucking line. The other one's born in America. You have Ham and Canadian Bacon.
Holy
Twins.
shit.
But one has to have like a little goatee.
But they're called
Like
the Big
evil
Brothers.
twin. And the Canadian one could be the evil twin.
Oh my god. Okay, this gets even better. Do you know that Billy Corgan and Bill Burr are related? They're brothers.
No way.
Yeah, I've seen that
they have
recently.
the same dad. Huh?
They didn't know that until recently.
Yeah, it was a good while. I think it was a lot longer actually. Bill Burr kind of recently kind of outed it out, and Billy was like, "There's a reason I don't talk about this," because they were uncomfortable about it. This guy during an interview brought them both on, and just fucking like pretty much ambushed them with that. Hey, you guys know you have the same dad and all this other shit.
Like, yeah, we fucking know.
Holy shit.
But Too Easy story there. I think that'd be a cool thing. Canadian Bacon, Ham, and they both have the same dad.
Yeah, we're just like they were like mom gave birth and one just fell out on the Canadian border, the other one fell out on the American border. Like that's it, boom, done.
No. Like their dad just goes around like
Just
and
sleeps around.
names them the same fucking name too. How fucked up is that? You name one kid Bill, the other one Bill, and they're both around the same time.
So would you say that the Canadian Bacon guys are the dad's porkin people?
Exactly.
Exactly.
100%. Put his sausage right in the spot. That's
Wow.
So,
Jesus Christ. All right. That's fine. It's good. We'll find it. It's good. It's the area we're in. I'm all right with this. So, Twitch. I don't even know what Twitch is.
I don't know, but if we can make money on it, I'll go be a pirate. Just not like a butt
Depends what kind
pirate.
of pirate he's
I'm
talking
not good
about.
with that.
Are we dark pirates?
I mean, I like to plunder booty. I don't like to have my booty plundered.
All right, we are 8 minutes in, and we have had some sketchy content. It's been good.
This will all go real good on TikTok. It'll all work real nice.
I will tell you that more and more that I've been listening to the Spotify cast, and those cats are definitely doing. It's definitely video that they've just put their audio up,
Right.
because they're talking about and they're showing things and doing things during the cast that require video, require audio, and I like it. Even though I can't see it, I like the content. So I would really like to look into that. I know you talked about that there was a way we could upload it, and maybe look into uploading all these episodes to Spotify and go from there. And I would like to just listen to it myself without having the visual and see how it comes across just audio wise, because listening to these other guys, I listened to all of them. It's weird. And I don't like podcasts.
So yes, right.
Holy shit. Sorry. He's not fucking wrong. Sorry.
Chicharron. But yeah, no. We can definitely do it. Originally, that's what we were going to do. We were going to have an audio version, right? But we kind of wanted to focus on getting this done. But the only problem is that you have to kind of host those things, because you have to host the files for even Spotify to play from. Like, you don't upload it to Spotify. You give them like a code, and then they take from where you're hosting it, and it takes from there, type of thing.
Oh, okay. Like a share.
Yeah, kind of like that. When I originally did Collector's Hideout, I found a way to get free hosting like a backdoor kind of way of getting free hosting. So I have to see if that still works. If it still works, we can do it, no problem. And the way I had it, I'd go and upload it to where it was being hosted, and it would, within 2 hours, it'd be on like 15 to 20 different podcast apps, including iTunes and Amazon.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, so.
Oh, so maybe we'll put a.
I haven't done that in a while. I have to make sure how it all works, see if it still has access through that the reach around way.
Wheezy and your backdoor shenanigans.
I mean, I have to go in the back door. You stay away from my back door. But that's.
This is why we love you, bro.
So
keeping it real.
We actually to actually talk about toys for a second. So I guess we can talk about our disagreement.
You're just wrong.
So right, okay, well, however you want to take it, but so I know. So this is what happened.
Johnny has no idea what we're even talking about because that wasn't in that group chat. That was in the other group chat.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna explain it to him. So we were in our group chat for Turtles, and I'm looking down at my phone right now because I'm going back to what started it. But so yeah, that's what it was.
Chucky being a fucking.
So NECA had made. I'm getting specifics, dickbag. Give me a second. So NECA made the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Surfer Chucky. So he's got it's stupid. He's got a surfboard and water wings, and it just looks like a little kid on a surfboard. And if Damien had red hair, they made a figure of him.
Chucky.
Yeah, it makes no sense to me. And I'm like, so my response to Wheezy was, why are they making this crap? They might as well make a Christmas one. Why? Lo and behold, I didn't know. Wheezy's like, they did last year. And I'll let you tell your side, but like my I don't want to say argument, but my thought process behind Comic-Con stuff was like, I saw a lot of weird shit in Mexico. That's all I'm saying, dude. A lot of weird shit. So I'm not saying that I guess, how to put this? I understand if you're making a Chucky character that is something somebody's going to want to collect. If it's going to be a Comic-Con exclusive, why not be something that should be kind of sought after and make it a little bit valuable for true collectors where it's like, man, I really want that one piece. Just like they did with some Turtle stuff. And I know you disagree with me, but like they did with some Turtle stuff. When I think of like the cons, like the Comic-Cons or the, San Diego or New York or whatever, any of those things or any exclusive toys or content, I think of give me something I'm going to want and desire and know that, man, I have to be a patron at the show or somehow, be affiliated with that to get that item. When you throw up something like, oh, I paid this money to get at the show and the con exclusive is a fucking Chucky dressed as Santa Claus, to me, that's stupid. Like, that's just me. Maybe it's my opinion. Maybe it's just me. But that leaves no desire to me. That tells me the con is going to have boxes of this shit and it's going to end up on the NECA website anyway for a nickel because nobody freaking wanted it. And that's kind of like my point there where you had, Spirit of Splinter. I understand they were Loot Crate exclusives, but I'm going to equate it because to me it's similar. So you had Spirit of Splinter, you had, the freaking
Danny.
Yeah, thank you, Danny. I understand nobody wants him now, but they did at that time.
Nobody wanted him either.
Shut up. They wanted Danny. They wanted Danny. They wanted the Toka Razar set. Just those.
Nobody wanted a Daywalker ever.
But they were sets that they're figures that people wanted, and it wasn't like they were paying premiums afterwards. And I'm not saying I want everybody to have to pay a premium afterwards. I'm just saying make it something desirable, something I want to fight for, not something where it's like, again, like the Chucky dress for summer. I'm like, okay, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And I like horror.
Okay, so where the difference is, right? So you're sitting there talking about, oh, people wanted Danny. Nobody fucking wanted Danny. Now, if you want to say people wanted Spirit of Splinter because of, it did look like a cool figure, and people were pissed that it was behind what they call a paywall. Like you had to buy the Loot Crate to get it, right?
Sure.
People were pissed, but they have now re-released it, so people who did miss out on it were able to get it because one can argue that can be a necessity for your collection. Like if you're a turtle collector, you want a Spirit of Splinter.
But not yours.
Now-
Per your point you said earlier,
What?
not a necessity for you.
For me, it's not. Personally, he's not. Like I have it because at that point also I was a completist. I was just buying, make sure I had everything.
Sure.
So when I look at cons, you got to think back to like comic books, right? When they did a comic book, it was just variant covers of comics.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't make a special edition of the comic that you can't get anywhere. Like it was just special covers, right? So you take a figure, it should just be a variant of some sort, whether it be translucent, special paint scheme, whatever the hell it is, some type of variant. So that way, people like you who live in Florida who can't go to the con, you're not going to miss out on it because it's like, all right, it's not something that's a necessity for my collection. It's not going to make my collection incomplete not having that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So you're going to sit there. Could you imagine? Just imagine this. NECA's like, hey, the only way you can get the last Rodin figure is you have to be in person in San Diego to get that. It's the only way you can get it. People would start killing each other for that thing because it's a necessity, and they would burn down NECA's building for that because they would have made it impossible for people to get. So Chucky, as stupid as it is, I'm not interested. I'm not getting it. People are going to want it because there's going to be some diehard Chucky fans who are just like, oh, I need everything. There's people who literally go to Comic-Con just to buy the exclusives, and that's what they collect are those exclusives. They're going to sell at the show. Afterwards, probably not. But I say thank God they're doing it because I don't want it to be something that I need in my collection that I have to then pay some asshole scalper 5 times the price to get.
So did you buy the white Eastman Laird or comic book style 2-pack, whatever it was, in white?
From Target or from Walmart originally?
Well, it wasn't from Walmart originally. I believe it was a con exclusive, and then it went to Walmart.
No, colored version was con exclusive. Black and white was retail.
The color one wasn't a 2-pack, though, was it?
It was. Like the original sketch turtles, right?
Yeah.
The big chunky ones, yeah. They're green with the red bandanas or whatever. I think they're red bandanas. Those were Comic-Con exclusives. The white ones, that when they showed the green ones, I specifically said, I'm not getting those green ones. I'm going to wait for the inevitable black and whites. And then they came out in first Walmart, then Target.
So the black and whites were at the con, though.
No,
they were, because I got them from... I bought them from Will, who bought them at the con.
Are you talking about the Playmate ones that were at the con? Yes.
No, you're talking about the 4-pack of Playmates ones. Well, not 4-pack.
Those black and Playmates, black and white 4-pack was at the con. NECA was green, and I was there at the show when they brought it to you. You opened it, you saw they were green, and then you sold them.
No, I'm looking for the ones on my shelf, dude.
I picked you up the black and white ones from Walmart when I picked up mine.
I know you did. So I know you bought me the ones. I know you picked up the black and white ones for me, but I'm telling you, when I sold them, I don't remember who the hell I sold them to.
It was the green ones.
Huh?
You sold the green ones. I was there.
I know you were there. I'm telling you, they weren't green, man.
The box.
Why would I have
the
sold
box,
them? If
the
I had the
box-
black and white, hold on.
The
If I had
box
the
is black and
white,
white, and then it has a lithograph that when you move it, they turn green, like they're being drawn and colored in. The
okay, but
figures
if
inside.
I had them already, why would I sell those?
The figures inside are green. Green. That's the only way you can get the green ones is at Comic-Con. That's it. Or you could have ordered them most likely through NECA's site, during the con. They had them online, so you could have ordered them. But they were green. 100%.
I'm not arguing that the figures were green. What I'm arguing is those are not the ones that I sold.
Yeah, because you got like 4 of them. Because you want to make one of each turtle originally, and then you sold them. Yeah. That's what you did, Tony. I promise you.
Tony, bro, I love you, but honestly, you're not the best when it comes to memory.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because I was like, bro, why'd you buy 4 of those things? Like they're all Mikey. You're like, no, but it'd be cool to have the 4 different turtles in that same style with their weapons, like have like the 2
But
sets
he
of
came
them.
with all the weapons. He came with each set of weapons.
He comes with all, but he's technically it's Mikey. When they drew him, it was Mikey. But that's why you bought 4 of them, and then they got them. And you're like, oh, these are green. I'm like, yeah. And then you sold them shits.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know if I'm in on that. Like the Void Rivals Jetfire, maybe.
I don't know what the fuck
I
that is.
have not
Something
seen
else.
it actually.
You haven't?
Mm-mm.
I mean, it looks cool. The missed opportunity with the packaging, though. But I mean, basically, it's just it's the same, Siege, Earthrise, Jetfire. Basically, it's just
Hold on.
different.
Johnny, what do you think about fucking con exclusives? We have to settle this. Hold on.
So, honestly, when it comes to the cons exclusive, I agree. It shouldn't be something where, like, it's one of a kind. If you're a completist or if you're looking to finish a collection, where you can only get it at this con. That's really fucked up to your loyal collectors that pay money and build up a collection and support you, as a company. I personally think that's kind of fucked up. Cons, when you do exclusives, especially for cons or something, it should be something that's fun, something that's really cool, a little bit unique, but not something that's like, oh my god, like if this was my collection I'm building and now I'm never gonna build it unless I pay an arm and a leg on secondary market for it. That's it's kind of fucked up, in my opinion.
At
So
least
like
now
you were saying, like if you get a color variant of something that was released or done in a unique style, plus that's a good way to use the mold. As a company, that's a smart way to do the mold instead of doing like 1,000 fucking repaints. Make a really cool repaint out of that mold you've already spent the money on, and there you go.
I mean,
My opinion.
he's not wrong. He's not wrong. But the one thing to go with what Johnny's saying, and just to further on it, Hasbro, their exclusives this year. One of their exclusives is the Ghostbuster Ectoglow figures that are remakes of the original Ectoglows from the 80s, right?
Ooh, did
So-
you see the Ecto 1 for that?
Right. So exactly that. Thank you for bringing that up. The Ecto 1,
Beautiful.
the Ecto 1 isn't a Comic-Con exclusive. It's going to go for pre-order during the con, but it's not an exclusive. So how are they going to have the Ecto 1 not being exclusive, but the 4 figures that go with it are an exclusive? That's the only way you can get them at the con. And if they have leftovers, they'll put them on the site afterwards. So now you're going to have people like, oh, I can order the Ectoglow or the Ectoglow Ecto 1, but I can't have the fucking figures because I didn't go to the con. Then why the fuck am I going to buy the Ecto 1? What's the fucking point if you have the fucking Ghostbusters to go with it? It's kind of fucking a dumb move on their end.
You know what would have been cool? If they just took that same mold and they did a glow version, but like for the con exclusive, maybe have them wearing a shirt that says I Heart New York.
Right? Yeah.
That would be something unique.
Just something to make it different. But yeah, no, they're like, nope, the 4 figures are Comic-Con exclusive, but you can get the Ecto 1. No problem. So now I'm having Ectoglow Ecto 1, but no Ectoglow Ghostbusters. The fuck? Stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's one of those things where it should be something cool. And it's like, all right, this was something you had to be here for. However, it's not something that no one else is going to be able to complete their collection without,
Tony's not impressed.
No, because Tony,
I don't agree, but that's okay.
and that's fine, But I mean, put yourself in that position, Tony, because honestly, how often are you able to go to San Diego Comic-Con or New York Comic-Con?
I mean, so just like
And you can't order it online either. Like
have
it's something.
no. So put this in retrospect of Tony, right? So
But I've yet
things
to
that
see
he
anything
cares
else
about.
show up on the website. I've yet to see anything for NECA not just show up on the damn website is available after the fact.
Well, see, that's within recent history with cons, because there was a point,
4
bro.
years, probably at least.
Bro, so years ago, NECA first started putting them on Amazon. You can get the Comic-Con exclusives through Amazon, right? But there was 1 year where the only way you could buy a Comic-Con exclusive is that you had to buy all of them. You couldn't just buy like if you wanted just the Turtles, no, you had to buy a bundle of all the exclusives. Then there was another year where Comic-Con was like, hey, you guys cannot sell any of these online. If it's at our con, it has to be at our con only. So Comic-Con has a tendency to change the rules on what's allowed and what's not allowed. And then you figure before the internet was, as big as it is now where you can buy shit, there was no way to get anything from a con before. And some companies still to this day don't put shit online. The people that we buy from do, thank God. But a lot of these other companies, smaller companies, they don't put shit online. It's a con exclusive. The only way you're getting that shit is at this con. If you're not there, oh well, you better know somebody.
Yeah, funny thing you say that, because actually, Wheezy, the Barbarian, Mythic Legions,
Right?
Recently came out this year, con exclusive, and they didn't put it online, nothing like that. You had to be at that con to fucking get it,
Bro, so put in, like I said, put in retrospect for Tony to the way he thinks, right? Something he really cares about. Transformers. Okay. Hasbro only puts stuff on for the con online if they have remaining product from the show. So it's not like on during they have extra. Like if they don't sell at the show, it goes online. Could you imagine if they're like, oh guys, look, we're making Megatron, he turns into a gun. You got to be at the con to get this.
and it's not going to go up online.
That thing's not going online. That thing's going to sell out. And now you're stuck $100 figure. You have to start paying $700 to $800 online, possibly more because it's fucking Megatron as a gun. And you have no other option but to do that if you want that fucking thing because it's at a con, it's exclusive. It's fucking ridiculous.
I understand your example, but maybe use a different one because what's the reality of them making a con exclusive Megatron that only turns into a gun?
But that's the whole point. Cons, they can make shit for cons that they might not normally be able to make because they're not going in retail stores. So they're not, their hands aren't tied as much as to what they can and can't do. If they were, if Hasbro was going to be like, fuck it, we're going to make the gun, a con or make it like a Pulse exclusive would be the way they'd have to do it. There's no way that they would try and put it in Target.
Well, I would expect it to be through the app only.
Right. But I'm saying, so they say, fuck it, con. Because they could do that. Then you're screwed, right? Like, what do you do then? You hate life, you dish out a G to some asshole who fucking flew there. You're paying for his entire trip.
I wouldn't anyway. It'd have to be like Jetfire or something. I get your point.
Right.
But it'd have to be something relevant to me enough for me to want to make me do something like that.
Well, exactly. That's what we're trying to say though. You know, even you have to realize that's pretty fucked up. That's pretty dumb.
Like,
again, my mentality is different. So my mentality there is like the thrill of that piece that whether it completes your set or not. Okay, because it's not always necessarily going to be the item that completes your set.
it should.
Maybe it's just a really cool piece, right? Just a really cool item. Maybe it's.
That's what we're saying. It shouldn't be something that completes your set.
Right.
But this, okay, but hold on. But you're saying it can't ever be something that might complete your set. So, like, let's say they made the original, which NEC has kind of hinted at through pictures. I don't know if they're actually going to pull the trigger, but they've hinted at the 1990 van for April, right? The white Volkswagen van. It's been in a couple photos already, and unless it's just a prop, usually with NECA, it's a hint, right? That at some point we're going to make this item. And they've got 1,000 fucking Aprils and 1,000 fucking Casey's where they could take the two of those figures, throw them in the pack, and now you've got the van with the two figures, right? Because he's fixing it when they're at the farm, and he's acts like the crank blew or the black blew up or whatever, and the van's done. So let's say they release that. I could see that being a con exclusive item that comes out where it's like, here's the van, here's Casey, here's April. It's a con exclusive piece. But I'm sorry, NECA's going to put it on the website. It's going to show up on there. It's going to end up being like, $4.99 or whatever the hell they're charging for that. But so I just don't understand the garbage. Like, you got Chucky 2 different ways from Sunday. There's just all these stupid ass figures that they make that are con exclusives. And if I was going to a con looking for something really to homage my collection, it's not going to be Chucky on a surfboard or Chucky for Christmas.
Right. No, I agree. But that's what I'm saying. That's what makes those great con exclusives because it's not stuff that you need. You personally, me personally, we don't need that. A completist, somebody who's like, oh, I buy everything, Chucky, would need that, right? And we all know damn well if they made the damn van for NECA for April, they would use they'd use it again. They wouldn't just be like a con once and again. They'd do it again in a different color scheme or something to get their money out of the mold. There's no way they're going to make all that unique tooling just for a COD. Not going to happen.
I don't know. They got everybody else by the balls, like the turtle shit. I mean, these guys are still buying it. The NECA stuff, they're still buying it.
It is dying.
The resale is dying. I don't think the purchasing is dying. I think it's slowed down. I don't think it's dead.
That would be dying. It's not dead, but it's dying. It's dying down. It's dying. That's why you can find everything in retail. Everything. And there's nothing at retail now that I can't find for NECA turtles.
So again, but you're talking about resellers that were cleaning shelves, and NECA bounced back and said, okay, you guys are cleaning shelves. We're going to put more on the shelf regardless of who these people are that are buying it. It's not you buying one, me buying one, Johnny buying one. It's somebody like, let's just say we're scalpers. It's you buying 4 of them. I'm buying 5 of them. Johnny's buying 4 of them. And we're reselling them. Well, people aren't doing that anymore.
Right.
They're buying one for themselves and that's it. So the overabundance you're seeing on the shelf is what NECA made because we created as buyers. I say us, I say very loosely we, right? We as the people out there buying the shit, we made them do that. We created the monster. And now NECA's supplying way more than we need because the scalpers are saying, shit, we can't make any money now. And they're leaving them on shelves. So like, there's no resale. We created the monster.
I agree. But like I said, there's no way NECA would use tooling on a brand new van just to be a Comic-Con exclusive. That would never happen. That's just too much fucking money for them to dish in for a con. Now, if they made the van and they made a black and white version for the con, I could see that. A color version normal or vice versa. That absolutely.
Well,
kind of way.
They don't have black this if it goes with a set like you have.
Right, but the same way like Super 7 did, right? They made the van, but then they made the pizza delivery van version for Comic-Con, right?
That made no sense, but yeah.
It didn't make sense, but it's a quick repaint, and people bought it. But I didn't need it for my collection, so fuck it. I didn't buy it.
All right, I need a refresh.
What else you got?
There's plenty. There's plenty. Give me a
Tony always needs a refresh when he's wrong.
What?
What?
Huh?
Jesus
Christ.
Did you see
that?
This?
Man, but here's the thing, man, because it takes the fun out of collecting, you know. Apparently.
No, like I said, I get the conscience. I've gotten the black and white turtle set, right? From the 08 con exclusives. And if I was collecting back then, like when it was released, I would have been pissed trying to get that thing because I needed that for my collection. Luckily, I was able to snag it, a year later through eBay and Amazon. I was able to get one, but like that's such a necessity of a set to have. Yeah, that would have driven me batshit crazy.
Yeah, here's the thing too. Not everyone has like a buddy or something where they can get hooked up with some of this stuff, like
Yeah, luckily I've made a few friends who go to cons because there was years where I couldn't get shit through NECA because it was just fucking selling out right away. And the only way I could get it was because a buddy of mine went and he picked it up for me and shipped it to me.
Yeah.
JDF figure. Oh, I know who this is.
Jason David Frank.
No. I was who sent the message.
Yeah, Steve.
That's when I saw JDF. I was, I know who this is. So yeah, what else you got, Tony? What else you got?
Legend of the White Dragon, man. That figure for that the Valaverse one, fucking phenomenal. I love that thing.
Yeah, he's down there with my Rangers. He's a little bit bigger than the other Rangers, but it works. Yeah.
But have you seen any of the trailers for that movie?
No.
They've been out floating around online. Looks pretty interesting. I'm like, yo, this thing needs to get released already.
For Legend of the White Dragon?
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a movie.
Yeah, he was filming it when he died.
Oh, I guess was that his point? I didn't know that. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
Like, is it a martial arts movie or it's Power Ranger related?
It's Power Rangers.
Oh.
But they can't label it Power Rangers for obvious reasons.
They could have just had a Legend of the White Devil, and it could have been a racist movie. That would have been funnier.
Wow.
No,
And here we are, back to the beginning of the show. So,
right?
Lumpkins and White Devils. Okay.
I got it, Gus. I get your point, and I understand. Where Wheezy and Johnny are coming from. It's just not my perspective on it. That's all. Doesn't mean I'm wrong. Doesn't mean they're wrong. Just not my perspective. Fuck off, Chris.
No, it means you're totally fucking wrong.
You want me to right now?
I'm right in my own right. You guys, as far as I'm concerned, you guys have the wrong perspective. But
you want me to right now on camera?
I'm sorry, what?
You told me to fuck off. You want me to right now on camera?
If you would like to go that route, it's a different show. There are kids.
I mean, shit. We've all just kind of dived down here. I
to,
started off with pumpkins. Tony's going off about white dragons, and now you're gonna fuck off. I mean, we've officially gone to hell.
Is this where I start promoting
So
my?
thank you guys for joining tonight. So, okay, so what's going on? So,
who knows? Not me.
I started listening to. Oh, I'd like to go over you guys pick up anything? Pick anything up this week? Actually, before we talk about anything else.
Oh,
yes.
I mean, it's not a toy, but it's helping with my toy organization.
Is it a wallet?
No, fucker.
Also,
these little fucking bins.
Oh my god!
Oh, that's so cool.
Hell yeah, these things are dope. It was $250.
Where'd you get that?
Fucking Home Depot. It was $250.
Oh wow.
So like, I've just been fucking putting like all my fucking accessories and shit in here to keep it.
That's smart.
Somewhat organized.
Nice.
I bought like 6 of them.
I don't know how you guys do it, man. You guys unbox the figures, and God bless NECA, you get a stupid amount of accessories. So you would have to like write on a little piece of paper who they're for in the bag.
I mean, worst case, I'll be able to tell if it's a turtle, right? So
there you go. Hey, Steve, no one's arguing that, bro.
Oh, yeah, nobody's saying it's a great figure. It's a dumbass idea.
Yeah, it's dumb, but it's definitely better than, putting something out that's super ultra rare that you can only get at the fucking con, not online, and not,
Like, could you imagine if like somebody who's a Chucky collector and NECA's like, oh, this is the only way at the con you can get this figure, and it's like that weird offspring son that he had like in the 4th movie. Like, but like the only way you can get it, like a Chucky collector needs that for his collection. The only way you can get it is at the fucking con. But here, have fucking Chucky on a surfboard. There you go. Fuck that. Fucking Chucky on a surfboard. It match your turtles.
So anyway, Weez, you pick up some totes. Johnny, what did you grab?
Just some stuff over the weekend from the Metallica show, and then
okay.
Shirts, poster. Thank you, Johnny, and thank you, Joey. Hooking it
up. Jeff Davis. He was at the show.
I didn't see him at all.
Oh,
I saw Johnny and Joey over there though.
These came in.
Oh, hold on. Let me make you big. Hold on. Let me make you big. Boom.
We got trading cards.
Fuck yeah.
So there's more coming in, so we're gonna have packs of these available at the show in July.
How many figures are on the back?
Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12.
So
there's a total of 14 characters here.
On the back of the card, there's 14 total?
Yep.
So here's your question, Johnny. If somebody, me, Tony, somebody who does bad decisions, decided to get Grub Sport tattooed on us, do we get all the product free for the rest of our lives?
Man, I don't know. That'd be interesting.
Next show, I pull up my pant leg and I show you a Van Clam tattoo.
You want to know something that's wild though? Death Aroni is actually based off a tattoo that's on my leg. When I was an apprentice, I was just fucking around with the pizza design, and I tattooed it on my leg one day. I was bored.
See, Tony, you can get all the Grub Sports if you tattoo that son bitch on you.
Well, I'll just get Grub Sport as a tramp stamp, and I'll be good to go.
There you go. All your boyfriends will see it. Yeah, it's good advertisement.
Just saying.
Hell yeah.
Actually, I do want to get one of these guys tattooed on me. Tammy and I are going on a cruise later, and there's actually a tattoo shop that's gonna be on there. So fucking wild. I'm like, yo, what are you gonna do on a cruise ship? Get a tattoo.
Good to see you, Tim. Always a pleasure.
You know what I've never seen? I've never seen Cool Story Bro and Mechadome Turtle in chat at the same time.
It's Tim.
I understand that. I'm just saying Mechadome Turtle and Cool Story Bro have never been in the chat at the same time. That's just. I also never seen Superman and Tim in here at the same time either. So that just tells you.
Well, then he'd have to be the metal suit Superman. The
Iron Man?
Well, the hammer. I can't remember what it is right now. It doesn't matter anymore. What were we talking about before that? Oh, Johnny.
Who's doing pickups?
On our ass cracks or whatever. Yeah, pickups. So I've had a good couple weeks, man. I think last week I told you guys about the minty Robotech Mospetta piece that I gotten. Well, this week my company called Toy Biz did these like Robo Fighters, whatever the hell they're called. I didn't pay a lot for them. I got them just because they're kind of cool. They're about 12 inches tall.
I'm assuming these are vintage.
Oh yeah.
Okay, well, because you said a company called Toy Biz, I'm like thinking like Toy Biz, like that's a huge company back in the day.
Yeah, it's for Toy Biz.
I thought there was like some new company now called Toy Biz making these things.
No. Like, what is it? The Toy Biz.
Because like they had a huge run with some small product called X-Men, like in Marvel.
Man, I can't remember the damn name of these guys now. I'd have to go get a box, but in any case, they're about 8 to 9 inches tall, and they're here it is right here.
About average.
They're just called it's not electronic robots, is it? Yeah, it's called electronic bots. And so what they do is they can interact and talk with each other. And they're kind of cool. They're all sealed. I picked them for them. I didn't pay hardly anything for them. Thought they were kind of cool. And I'm like, I'll bring them to the show and see what they do. The comps look good on them. And again, I didn't pay a whole lot. So kind of excited to see what they do. But the grail for me, for sure, very excited. And I posted it the other day, actually yesterday or today.
Today.
I posted the Panache Castle of Lions from yeah. So
Mechadome
and Tim is right. Tim's right. It's the Man of Steel. He called himself the Man of Steel in the comics. Really, it was just some guy, John Henry, I think his name was. And he was in like a full metal suit and worked on a railroad. I'm not even like joking. That's really what it was. But in any case, so I got the Panache.
his name is Steel, not Man of Steel.
That's what it really was.
I'm just saying, man.
Can you read? He said his name is Steel, not Man of Steel.
In the comic, it's called he calls himself the Man of Steel.
That's Superman's name.
Not STAL, steel, like metal.
That's right. That's Superman's name. Correct. He's the Man of Steel.
All right, let me back it up for you. So Superman dies, and then you have 4 Supermen.
Right.
The reign of Superman. So you have the Cyborg, you have the Eradicator, you have Superboy, and you have the Man of Steel. The Man of Steel is John Henry, and he's in a metal suit, and he has a hammer. It's the most racist thing they could have ever come up with.
You sure it's not Paul Bunyan?
All right, I'm out. So I picked up Panache Castle of Lions, super minty white. The box is great, super complete. Very excited, and really looking forward to getting that thing graded and keeping that thing for years to come. I've never seen one complete that wasn't dingy, and then to have the box alongside it, I don't know how I scored it for what I did. I've seen them go for way more in way worse condition. So super stoked for that pickup for sure.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting a little nervous with CAS and my prototype. Like, still haven't heard back anything about that. I'm like,
did you drop it off the same day I did?
Yeah.
So I got an email from them like 2 days ago that they received my items, and they were starting to work on them. So I don't know if that means anything, but
No, well, I've reached out to them, and then I talked to Brody.
we should have one of them on here.
That's a good idea.
And
Oh.
be like, the fuck are y'all doing?
Also, speaking of pickups, I got my Dissect the Alien.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what go the this looks terrible as I'm doing this, but is the so you've got like goo that there it is. You've got like goo or slime that goes in the center.
So when it came out, it came with like a can of slime, and there was like an order sheet to get more slime or some shit.
Okay.
But obviously, if you find him now, the slime is most likely dried up. But then, like, here's his body parts, his organs and shit. The idea is that you put the organs inside, and then you have the slime inside. But then there's like a play mat that has all his body parts numbered out, and then you have to cut him open, go in, and take out the body parts one by one.
Freaking awesome.
And then he comes with, it's in the box somewhere, but then he comes like fake sutures that you stick on here to make it look like you sewed him up. When he's got his body parts back in him, he just like stands there.
So you've been buying. I hate you for this. You've been buying some of this little more obscure stuff that like I remember as a kid, right? So like you
Right.
started doing the trolls, but it's not the they're called troll warriors, right?
Battle trolls.
Battle trolls. So they're
Yeah.
not trolls. They had all their themes, and I remember having the ninja as a kid because I was into turtles, so I had to have the ninja. Do you
I
have?
feel
a
like everybody had this one. Like this was the one that I know I had as a kid for 100%. But
Do you have the ninja handy?
no, I don't have the ninja yet. Nunchuck. He's on my list to get.
So that's one I always wanted, but you know, I was. Is my audio good?
Yeah, you're good.
You're
That's
good,
weird.
man.
My microphone's not lit up. That's really weird. So what I was gonna say was I'm listening to this other cast the other day, and these guys are running like they're my age, they're our age or whatever, and they're running down all these toys, talking about whatever. They started out with Toxic Avenger. They're talking about they have a whole thing about Motu and had a whole thing about Saturday morning cartoons. And then one of the things they talked about was the grossest 90s toys. And I'm listening to what they're talking about, and I'm like, man, this is like I remember these toys, and I remember my mom would never buy me these toys as a kid. And one of the ones that they mentioned that I would really like to have, and I'm having a really hard time paying the ticket for because it's about 400 beans. Do you remember Monster Face?
No.
Okay,
No.
I'm gonna show you the toy. I'm gonna share the link to eBay and show you the toy. And if I can find the commercial, you're gonna be like, I fucking remember that. And it was just like, remember Creepy Crawlers?
Yeah.
Like you can make the gooey thing, and I made a tarantula, and you know.
Bro, so creepy crawlers, right?
Yeah.
Because the ones that
Keep
kids
talking. I got this.
from like when we were kids, the one that we had was obviously like the orange. That looks familiar, 100% familiar. Don't remember it, but it hits something here, and it's familiar. Because I can remember as a kid thinking that it looked like, oh shit, what's that movie?
on,
That's
hold
pretty
on.
neat.
Hold on. I'm gonna see if it looks like the guy from Real Monsters. Or from
Is
not
it
from
one-
Real Monsters, from Little Monsters.
With Ben Savage?
Yes.
Yes.
Fred Savage, Ben Savage, they're both in it.
Oh, okay, yeah, him. Yes,
Yeah. Howie Mandel.
yeah. That's like that's
They said
what I
the
thought it
same
looked like.
thing. That's why I remember it, because they said the same thing during the cast, and I'm like, holy shit, they're right. And then they played the video for it, and I thought it was the coolest fucking thing ever. And I don't know if these commercials are great, man.
But no, I was saying about the creepy crawlers. It's like we had the one growing up was like orange with like a green top. It had a light bulb inside of it, and it fucking heated them up. It turned the liquid into solid rubber, right? When I grew up, though, my dad never got me that because he had his creepy crawler set from when he was a kid still,
Oh, shit.
and that was a fucking plate that like a little small stove. You fucking put the creepy crawlers in this fucking big ass metal fucking mold. You put it on there, you lit that bitch up, and the fucking stove just melted this shit together. I remember that as a kid.
Fucking second there.
Yeah, and then like I remember like one of my neighbors had the more recent one from when we were kids, and I'm like, this is nowhere near as cool as the one my dad has. Made the exact same molds, but you know the old ass fucking one from the 50s was amazing compared.
So does it kind of remind you of like an easy bake oven for boys?
The creeper colors we had, like
Essentially.
the orange with the green, absolutely. That's all it was an easy bake oven for boys.
So let me see if I can, and I don't know if we can pull audio.
Yeah,
You okay
audio
with that?
plays. Careful, YouTube might say it gets copywritten, but
I don't know if it matters
We're
'cause you're
fucking
sharing it
monetized.
with YouTube. You remember this?
You make and remake into the most monstrous monsters imaginable.
yeah,
Bring it to life.
Now for the test.
I actually don't remember this. I would have fucking loved that though. Oh my god.
Monster Base comes with everything shown here.
yeah,
Dude.
no, absolutely. Never had it. Didn't know anybody who had it. But like I said, the first picture you showed, that exact face in the box, I burned into my memory. Like,
So I
I
have
would've
you to
loved that
fucking
as a kid.
blame. You want to?
I would have loved that as a kid.
Dude, I got you to blame. Nah, dude. So I used to be a bad influence on a friend when it came to Volkswagens and cars because I'd be buying them and then he'd run out and buy one and like it got really bad. Well, I'm not like that anymore. I'm good. I don't have a lot of scooters, cars, or anything. I've got one vintage VW on my scooter. That's it. I didn't buy anything else. I look at them from time to time, but I don't buy them. But toys are different. And I got a huge Robotech fan, and I found one really nice piece. And of course, you get bit by the bug, and it's like I gotta keep buying Robotech whenever I see them. And then you had said the other day, what now?
I mean, not for me. There's like maybe 4 that I'm like, all right, these 4 I would love to have, and then after that, I'm good.
Oh, see, I can't. It doesn't work like that for me. Because I had a lot of them, so I want them all. I want them all back. And
it's funny, like how there's people like that, right? Like Johnny can just do a couple and be done. You need them all, but then you got somebody like me who's like, oh, skeleton warriors. I just need all the skeletons. Fuck the people. Don't need them. Just give me skeletons.
And the weird thing is, I have 3 and a horse, and those 3 and the horse, I'm good with.
I just won a horse. Earlier. I won a horse on eBay it comes with another character. So like I guess the horse came with a variant of one of the characters. So now I'm getting the horse in the variant.
Nice.
why didn't they ever do that for? We're getting off subject, and that's fine. But why didn't they ever do that for skeleton? Let me finish my thought. We'll go back to that one. So I'm sorry. Like I don't want to jump too far, but so what I was saying was you were a bad influence because you turned around and said something like the other day, like about the battle trolls. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, battle trolls? What the fuck were battle trolls? And then you showed me, and I'm like, oh my God, I remember those. And in my head, I'm like, do not go out there and buy battle trolls. You don't care. But I like Exo Squad. I had to stop myself at that show in Tampa. If you guys remember, that guy had all those Exo Squads.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that is a perfect jumping point for anybody who wants to get into Exo Squad. And I'm like, I don't need them. I don't need to do it. I like the show. I watched it a lot, but I don't need to do it. I steered clear. I'm good. I stayed away. But I've been looking at these old horror toys that I never got to own as a kid, but I always wanted to own. I'd like to get a sealed creepy crawler set. It'd be awesome to have that fucking monster face set sealed. I don't want to pay $400 though, man. For what? It's going to sit on my shelf just to say I have it.
Like everything else you got.
Yeah. I mean, that's all your collection does.
I bought the Terradrome. It just sits on my dining table. I don't do anything with it, but you bought it.
So I'm going to tell you 2 things. First of all, that was 3D printed. Second of all, I have actually contemplated this. I have contemplated pulling some of the inner panels out and putting cat beds in it for the cats to sleep in.
Hey, clever use.
Because I have seen Truffy once or twice sneak her way into it. And so I'm like, screw it. If they want to sleep in it, who cares?
They have spent that kind of money on a cat bed. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, these things happen.
Hey, it's the ultimate cat bed.
I'm just saying they can defend against me if I try to get them out of there.
But send me the link to that episode you listened to or whatever, because I've realized that as a child I missed out on a lot of the horror stuff, the really cool lines like that, because either I was focused on like, turtles and those types of things, or my parents just didn't allow me to get those things. And I don't remember because I never had them. So that's why, like, I remember having one like Killer Tomato, but not knowing it was Killer Tomatoes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now it's like, oh, shit, these things are expensive as fuck now. But like, I'm curious to see the other out there toys, because to me, the Battle Trolls, they're more on the gimmicky side because they're Battle Trolls, but Battle Trolls, the fucking Dissect the Alien, the Skeleton Warriors.
That trash bag thing, was it you or Johnny that was like?
That was
you
me.
guys remember the dissolvable trash bag toy?
Yeah.
Yeah, shit like
the
that.
trash bag pack or whatever. Yeah. Like those things to me are cooler than vintage turtles.
Ooh, Tony just got a little
Because like vintage, same thing. You go to any show, you could walk around, find 30 tables with vintage turtles.
Sure.
You're not finding 30 tables carrying fucking trash bag bunch or fucking skeleton warriors or not visionaries, but the other supernaturals. Like they're just not doing that because they're rarer and they're cool. But there are out there lines that didn't get on the big scale of Turtles, Ghostbusters, He-Man, G.I. Joe, where they were mass produced like crazy. You can just find them everywhere.
So Visionaries figures, I'm glad you brought that up. So you brought a couple weekends ago, we were talking about Visionaries. And I remember when we got to the end of G.I. Joe, and not that I had grown out of it, I think we were moving and we were downsizing what I had for toys, right? And we actually, funny story if you don't know, for the first 2 years, I think, when my family moved to Florida, we had purchased an RV. We left Connecticut. And my mom and dad bought this great big RV, and we came to Florida. And my mom...
You're from Connecticut?
Yeah.
That explains a lot.
Oh. Okay. So anyway,
just go with it.
But so yeah, so we had bought an RV, and we moved to Florida. And when we moved to Florida for the first 2 years, my dad wanted to buy land. That was his whole thing. We're going to buy land and put a house on the land. So they didn't buy a house right away. So the first 2 years, we lived in the RV. We lived in a campground. Well, I'm 8 years old, 9 years old. I don't know any different. I don't care. I sleep in a big bed. Everything's fine. And we had all of our toys used to go in like big bins underneath the RV. Right. And so all my G.I. Joes and Transformers had kind of gone a little bit, some of them. When we left, they gave a lot of them away. And so all I had were like G.I. Joe was the thing we were playing with. Mask was gone. A lot of that stuff. And so when we were getting to the end, we were getting ready to act, we bought property. We were getting ready to move into the house. And when we went, one of the last toys I had started to getting purchased at the time was Visionaries. And because I think I got it from my grandmother in North Carolina because she doesn't know any different, and they look like G.I. Joes.
Fair.
So she sent me the big vehicle, which is the shittiest, cheesiest vehicle you've ever seen in your fucking life. But it wasn't the vehicles that were worth a damn. They sucked. The figures were so cool. They actually remind me a little bit, not for the color scheme, but of the actual figures, like a mixture of the Star Brigade G.I. Joes and the enemy's Cobra La from the G.I. Joe movie. Like when you start introducing that kind of style,
right?
Where they're a little more futuristic. They had to look different. I kind of see those as a mixture of the two. Now, I don't have a Visionary figure and I don't have a G.I. Joe in my hand to compare the two. I do remember playing with them together as a kid, but I can't remember if they were the same scale and articulation or not. Does anybody know?
I've never had a Visionary. Couldn't tell you.
Me neither.
Fuck. That sucks.
I had a Supernatural, not a Visionary.
Didn't even have
those. And Rich had all those Supernaturals.
Yeah, bro, I wanted to buy one, but I was looking at on the backs of them, and the one that I wanted is the only one he didn't have there, and amongst all those, I don't know if people bought it before I got there or whatever, but it was one of the characters. So I was like, look, I'm like, oh, okay, if I'm gonna have one, I want to see what the different characters are. I want to pick the one that I like the character the most. Which one seems the coolest.
Sure.
And I can't even think of what it is off the top of my head right now, but I was like, this one. I'm looking like, fuck, he doesn't have this one. I would have bought it if he had it, but he didn't.
But off subject, did you guys see and I know I pre-ordered it, but I pre-ordered today. Did you
The
guys see
Proton Pack? Yeah, I pre-ordered it.
No, I didn't do that. I didn't go with that. I have the one from Spirit.
Yeah, great. It's nowhere near the same, but yeah, awesome.
What do you mean? So okay, all right. The fully like sights and sounds. It's heavy as shit.
Right.
It was like $300 Proton Pack from Spirit.
Yeah.
You don't equate that to what Hasbro's putting out.
No, not at all.
Okay. All right.
No, if generally like when I first saw the Hasbro, I was like, oh, because I have the HasLab that came out before for the Afterlife pack. Like, do I need another one? I was like, oh, the Spirit ones are there. I can always get one of those. But then I saw somebody's post where they're actually pointing out a lot of the inaccuracies of the Spirit versus the HasLab or the upcoming Hasbro one. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. If I'm gonna do it, it's $50 more, and it's more accurate to the movie. Like, one of the things that the Spirit one doesn't have, or it doesn't have a good quality of, is that ribbon, the rainbow ribbon that's on the back of the pack.
Yeah.
So
I know
people,
what you're talking about, ironically.
yeah. So people upgrade the Spirit pack to the proper stuff to make it accurate.
Sure.
That ribbon itself is like $80 apparently. So it's like for $50 more than a Spirit pack, I can just get the Hasbro one that comes with the ribbon and the other advances in comparison. But if you have the Spirit one, it works perfectly fine for what you would need it for. There's no reason to get double down.
Yeah, if we're sitting in the box, it works fine for me.
Yeah, there's no reason to double down. But for me, I doubled down.
So did you buy the Hasbro? Remember when we had the Proton Pack, or not Proton Pack? I'm sorry. Remember when we had the wand on the table?
Yeah, I got the one. I got two wands.
So you have that wand, and you're gonna have the pack.
Yeah, I have the Afterlife wand and the 84 wand.
You what now, Johnny?
You had your wand on the table?
Well, yeah, that's how we get our money.
That's the only way we get our money. They're like, how much is this? I'm like,
I mean, for $50 more, I can give you more than just the tip.
what is it? Shit. Fucking South Park. I can't remember, dude. Where the cop is hooking. And he's like something. He goes 50 for half and half. Ain't no it costs you extra.
But he fucking wouldn't arrest them till after they came.
Yeah, he's like, when he was done, he'd be like, freeze! I'm a cop, buddy.
Freeze, you scumbag.
Oh my god! After the frat party, and he's walking out weird.
So, the walk of shame, all fucking bow-legged. So
the worst part is, prior to that, you just hear the noise of everyone just running a train on that dude.
He's like, give me that evidence back.
and he's like, he's got a wig on and a mustache still. Nobody cared.
He's like, well, I gotta go. I gotta see my daddy.
So you were saying you pre-ordered something?
Oh, fucking A, dude. Yeah, well, I mean, two things don't matter, but I did pre-order the last few pieces of Superion. They came up today, so I doubled down on those because I do want one to show, one to go for now. So when they get scarce, I can bring another set to the shows and hopefully make a couple bucks on it. And I also ordered the. Did you guys see the? I want to say it's King Hiss, but is it King Hiss? It's Motu. It's Motu. Oh Christ, man!
And they have figures of him too.
No, fuck off. TMNT Motu.
Oh, they're still doing that?
Yeah, King Hiss. Yeah, King Hiss.
They're doubling down on that motherfucker.
Yeah, deluxe King Hiss. I'm not gonna lie, the figure's not that great looking. Same tooling, like up and down. I don't know. It's just not. I thought it was gonna be something else, but I'm actually a fan of more of Hordak and his like minions. Like Skeletor had cool characters, but I like Hordak and like, because Hordak was She-Ra, right? So like Hordak and his minions were like, I don't know, some of those individual guys I think some of those were cooler. And the Snake guys were like their own thing.
But it's interesting, that crossover line.
Yeah.
The Leatherhead is a massive figure in comparison to the other figures in that line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the two Walmarts near me clearancing that motherfucker out for $10 or $10 for that Leatherhead.
Really?
which is fucking
Yeah.
wild, man.
Yeah, none of the
It's
other
like-
figures in that line are clearance, just Leatherhead for some reason.
Honestly, if I
Yeah.
was you, man, I'd pick them up and just kind of sit on them for a little bit. Because here's what's gonna happen, man. Like 8 months to a year from now, that thing's gonna be so sought after. I don't know why. That's like the thing that always goes with those. That's I don't get it.
I'm not a, I was the kind of guy who was buying every crossover they made. So the Stranger Things, I kicked myself. All the Karate Kid, I kicked myself. But I think that was more of like the TMNT.
those were horrible.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're terrible, but it's more of the TMNT completist craze, right? For me. But the Motu shit, I
I
swore. Well, I swore I wasn't going to buy Motu. I wasn't going to buy. Not that I don't like Motu, but I was not going to buy Motu TMNT. And they started coming out, and I'm like, these figures are fucking awesome. And I don't even open them, and I'm like, I kind of wish I had a DTOF to put these guys in because I probably would open them because they did such a good job. I'm not unimpressed by any of them until just now.
So I've stayed away from most of the crossovers. I got like the Turtles and Batman crossover series, and I think I got the Ghostbusters 2 and the Power Rangers one, right? But like as far as the other random, like the Stranger Things and shit, no, I passed on all that. The Karate Kid ones, fuck that. I haven't gotten any of the Masters of the Universe ones, but of those crossovers, those are the coolest looking figures, for sure.
So, do you know who Ratlore is?
A rat whore?
Ratlore. Do you know
Oh.
what his name is? So
No.
when I was a kid, him, Stinkor, which I just found something really crazy out about Stinkor, which is really gross and really funny at the same time. So, but Ratlore. So Ratlore was I call him a king cobra, but he's a snake. And his feature was you push his back and his head came out like he was striking. And it's a really cool feature of the toy. Really fucking cool. Always loved it as a kid. Would love to buy one on his card. OG, like graded. I'd like one just preserved just because it's a toy I remember as a kid. My worry is that I get into the line and all of a sudden I want all the Master of the Universe. I can't afford that. But when they redid him for Motu TMNT, it's a fucking great piece. They did a great job. He actually looks like Hotspot. Not Hotspot. Oh my God. Hothead. It's Hothead, right? The dragon looking dude from Turtles.
Yeah.
It's him mixed with Ratlore. And so they made him Hotspot. God damn it. They made him Ratlore and he looks fucking phenomenal. Well, fuck, I was going to say something. There was a point to all that. Shit. Oh, Stinkor. I just found out. I bet Wheezy favorite crossover is My Little Pony and Transformers. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I just found out Stinkor, which do you guys know who Stinkor is?
Yeah, he's a skunk.
Yeah, so he's a skunk, right? Do you know what his scent was? I didn't know this, and this is the coolest thing I've ever fucking heard. Johnny, do you know?
No.
They overdosed him with patchouli.
Yeah. Okay, I thought that was a different character that had the patchouli, but yeah.
Nobody else thinks that's the craziest fucking thing. It's like, hey, we just spray this guy down with CK1 and then we put him in a package.
Fucking horrible.
I thought it was a
Nobody,
different.
oh, we're gonna drown this guy in Aquavelva, and this is another character.
I thought it was a different character that had the patchouli, but yeah, I guess it makes sense that it'd be the skunk.
How the fuck is that not funnier than I think it's hilarious?
Well, I mean, I guess it's something because I've known that for fucking ever. I don't even
I
collect
never
those
knew
things.
that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I never knew that, man. That's hilarious to me.
I'm just going to touch on this because Gustavo's smoking crack or something.
All right, I'll pour something while you're doing that.
Like, what?
Go ahead.
My Little Pony and Transformers. What the hell would that be my favorite crossover? Fucking Transformers. I've got like 3 Transformers in my entire collection. Gustavo, you got to talk, or Gustavo, you got to talk to your brother. Johnny, you got to talk to that man. He watches this show. He should know that I don't fuck with Transformers. Like, overrated pieces of shit.
You talking to the wrong guy about Transformers like that, homie. We're gonna start having that fuck Ghostbuster conversation.
Look, is anybody going to tell Tony that they did have a My Little Ponies and Transformer crossover? Because I remember seeing a Optimus Prime pony. I do remember seeing that.
So crazy story about that. They also had one for Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I saw those
Yeah.
at Ross a few
So
years
when
back.
I first got my distribution, like when I first got my license and distribution stuff with EE, one of the first things that came in shipment to my store was that crossover. I had a case of each. And
Oh,
you know what the fucking weird thing was? No, dude. You know what the weird thing was? Those things moved so fast. I couldn't
MLP?
believe it.
huh?
Like,
MLP, My Little Pony.
yeah.
Yeah, because they did a My Little Pony Optimus Prime.
They did a Ghostbuster too, and my daughter used to collect the My Little Pony vinyls, not Funkos, but actual vinyls. And they used to sell them at Hot Topic and Spencer's. And she still has one of them is cheese sandwich. And I'll tell you right now, if you go on eBay, last we looked, we don't know about lately, the comps for that motherfucker were over $100 because he was a Spencer's or Hot Topic exclusive fucking pony.
Yeah, the Ghostbuster one, like Johnny, I get you sold them that awesome, but like, bro, I walked in there when those things started popping up in Ross. Every Ross I went to would have like 20 to 25 of them just sitting on the shelf. Like, I've never seen so many of the same fucking figure at Ross before. Those damn My Little Pony fucking Ghostbuster figures
So
everywhere.
Dude, it was crazy. All of them sold out except for one. It was one of the and it was the Ghostbuster one. But both cases that I had of them immediately, like within that first month.
Apparently, everybody who wanted them bought them all from Johnny, and then everywhere else they fucking warmed.
So what's crazy is I had one that shelf warmed for a hot minute, and then a friend of mine, her daughter had a birthday coming up. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna give her this My Little Pony. She fucking loved that thing, man. It was like made her birthday. So I was like, all right, kid's happy. Like, you know, I got rid of all of them, like sold them all except for this one.
So
it was insane. That first month of us opening the store, I mean, those things just flew off the shelf. Like I couldn't believe it. Like I had like adult like males buying these. I'm like, these for your collection? Like, yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
for Ghostbusters makes sense. And you know, there's bronies. Is that still a thing? Because I remember Tony's a brony, isn't he?
So anyway, listen,
Tony's
man,
a brony.
Cutie Mark Crusader creature catchers, they got to do their thing. Just get off them, all right? So here's what's funny. So one of the last things I'll touch on, because we didn't touch on the other topic, but it's getting late, and I know Johnny's got to go. You got to get up early.
4 fucking a.m.
I feel for you guys. I do not.
What was the other topic?
It was about toys and the cost being more, and that's what the guys brought up on that adults toy podcast. They were talking about how shit's just getting more expensive, and is it more expensive because we're older and the manufacturers know we can afford it because the kids aren't buying them anymore and adults are buying them for themselves?
Yeah,
So
I wonder because I've heard that before. I brought that up
didn't
like
we
one
already
of
talk about that?
our first few episodes.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
We kind of touched that. Okay. So I got to give credit where credit is due. So you guys, again, you know I'm an inbox guy. And again, of all series of new toys I've ever wanted to open, the fucking Turtles of Grayskull are that line. That's the line for some reason. I get this little weird vibe in my belly that I want to open them. And so, again, Stinkor and Ratlore. And I can't remember if they made Stinkor. I'd have to look. I don't think they did yet. Or maybe they're not going to. But the original Motu figures, if you guys remember, they came with comic books.
Yeah.
no.
That was the thing. And so I got to give Mattel some fucking credit because comic book, see it?
And I see the words. Yeah,
Okay. Well, I'm just saying you can see the word. Fuck, Chris. Yeah, you can see it. So, and this is like the Snake Wars or whatever, or Reptile Wars, really cool. And you can't, I don't know if you can or can't. Can you see the book in the back?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Look at the case, though. They took the time to scale the
Wheels.
fucking case on this figure. That's attention to detail. So if you bought this figure, you know, and he's fucking cool, you bought this figure, I guess how could you bring yourself to open this when they paid that much attention to detail for just the packaging? Because that's not normal. That costs extra, right? How much does that cost to stamp out, you think? I mean,
I don't know, but I want to open it right
0.05
now
cents.
and look at the comic book.
I'm just saying, man. Like, if you're look, guys
Tell
and
me.
gals out there, if you're passing on this line,
Open it.
no,
Right
I
now. Just
Open it and just go buy another one.
Just rip that bitch open.
I can't. I don't remember how I got it.
You
like-
bought it.
Dude,
No, I know, but it wasn't on. It's unpunched. What's the matter with you?
Open it.
I can't.
fucking
No,
do it.
Do it.
You guys
Do
are crazy.
it.
Do it, Tony.
No,
Don't
no,
do
no,
it
no, no, no.
pussy. Open it and then go get a tattoo of Grub Sport.
What the fuck? I say Grub Sport, but somehow he tattoos Rattler. I'm like, what the fuck? All right, that's fine.
That works too. Mattel's like, you ain't getting shit from us for free.
I guess my point was, I give them credit for the attention to detail on this specific figure. You put scales in the front of the package. You paid homage to the comic. It's on the back.
Have they not put scales or like things like that on the other packages?
Not that I've seen, and I have them all. That's the thing that kind of got me. I'm like, this is the only one where I grabbed it. I'm like, oh, it's got
'Cause you would
scales
think
on the front. Like
That
even
the
Leatherhead.
one, because didn't they do Shredder with like a snake body?
So you're talking about Shredder's like a merman kind of dude or whatever?
There's one character that has like a snake body.
Yeah, it's
With a tail.
it's this.
Okay, so it's a snake. You're talking about Merman.
No. Merman has his own thing, but this is Shredder. But they didn't do anything with his. I mean, he's got great fucking art on the back. Look at the art for these.
Yes, that's dope.
They're so dope.
I've
But
got the
he doesn't-
comics.
He doesn't have a comic.
Well, how do you know? You haven't opened it.
No, it's not. You can't even see it because it's not advertised. But
Duh,
never
Johnny.
know.
There's no words that say comic book on top of the fucking art.
Rattler is the only one I've seen so far that has a comic with him. The rest are not labeled that way. So the
I
Snake Horse
wonder
guys.
I wonder if you look into it, if that's because they actually did a run of comics. I think a 5-issue run of Motu and Turtles.
So you think it's because he's part of that run?
Maybe because he's not in the comic.
Oh, so
I haven't-
since he's not, they did like an exclusive, like almost like an exclusive thing where he has his
Like to
own.
explain him, basically.
Explain him because he's not in the actual run of comics they did. So maybe like, oh, we want to bring him in, but he's not in the comics. Oh, well, let's bring him in and make a comic for him and add it with the figure. It's a
That makes
possibility.
sense. Yeah, no, that makes good sense right there.
I like the line, man. I like it a lot. I wish I had two of them all. And
You
I
know what I'm
probably
kinda-
would open them.
I'm kind of disappointed with though is the crossover with Thundercats.
I haven't looked into them because I said I wasn't going to do it.
There's only one figure out of that whole line that I would want is the Mumra.
The Cringer
deep were
looks
they?
good, or what's his name? The fucking cat, Battle Cat.
Fuck,
Yeah,
they're always
Battle,
like,
oh yeah,
hey,
that's
dude.
right, the Battle Cat. Yeah,
Yeah,
those are
the
the
Battle Cat looks cool.
Yeah,
Humanoid Battle Cat, but
because the only other way you can kind of get a figure like that is through the Four Horsemen. They did something like that too a while
right.
years back. But of course, that one is way overpriced on secondary market now. I think I haven't been able to find one for a decent price.
I'm still
I'm
waiting for Four Horsemen to just make Skeleton Warriors, but yeah, continue.
I'm going to share. Hold on.
Yo, they should make Skeleton Warriors. That'd be fucking awesome.
You guys see this one? Did it switch over?
I mean, I see a bunch of
Yeah.
No, it didn't switch over. Hang on.
It just shows the full page. It doesn't show anything that you had.
I know. Hold on. It didn't do what I wanted it to do. See that?
I see that.
Okay. So, okay, good. I can scroll through now.
Yeah.
So,
That I want that guy.
so
And
you have Skeletor's Mumra. Again, I haven't seen any of these yet. Like, this is my first time. You've
No,
obviously got kind of the
we-
reverse.
We
What?
did an episode of the
before.
reveals at the Comic-Con. We showed all these.
Yeah.
Did I even look at them? I probably didn't because I didn't care. I probably didn't pay attention.
No, you did. You said you weren't. in
Your
there.
story checks out. That's definitely something you would do.
So, okay, so Chitara, is she supposed to be like Tila or like She-Ra?
I don't know what the fuck she's.
No, because from my understanding, it's not a crossover like that. Like they're just in the same universe. So they made features, but they're not like, oh, we took He-Man and put this person together with He-Man to make somebody. From my understanding, I could be wrong.
So they're saying. So what you're saying, Chris? Not to throw it out. So you're saying that Motu and Thundercats are in the same universe.
I think that's what they're trying to do here. Because you know how like Turtles, it's like Bebop and Rocksteady were like combined with a character that was two-headed for Masters of the Universe, right?
Yeah,
and
he had two fists and he just hit himself in the face. Yeah.
Right. But from my
Ironically, all
understanding,
made sense.
from my understanding, this run of Thundercats and Motu, they didn't like cross characters over. It's just those characters as if they were in the same world, what they would be. They're not actually like crossing DNA.
So I can see that. So there's no, because again, I don't see like where Skeletor looks like, Mum-Ra. He doesn't look like him. It's just Skeletor. Here's some accessories.
Right.
So I don't know if you really call it I would say you would more call the Motu line a mashup more than a crossover. And you would maybe call this a crossover because Skeletor is crossing over into Thundercats world, whereas Shredder was mashed up with a character from Motu.
Right. Yeah. If you want to get technical with it, yes, essentially that could work.
Yeah.
But like I said, of those that you were just showing though, the only one that I even saw was like, oh, that's cool, was the Battle Cat. Just the humanoid Battle Cat looked cool. Besides that, the rest of the line, I was like, that's not going to do anything for anybody.
Whatever happened to
He's a pickup from that last show in fucking Tampa.
What is that?
That's Battle Cat. No, that's Panthro.
No, that's
right?
Panthro, right? Or
Panthro.
Panthro. Is that a custom?
Yeah. Fuck, I can't remember his name.
That's fucking rad.
You know, like the guys that the guy, him and his girlfriend or wife, whatever, that do the drawings, like they do commission drawings right there at their table.
Oh, they have a whole bunch of Legion customs.
The Asian guy?
Yeah. I got that Unicron from that you ended up buying.
Not
from
Unicron. You talking Scorponok?
Scorponok. That's right. He had a
Okay,
Unicron.
yeah.
He had a Unicron as well.
So he made that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow,
they do a
that's
whole
cool.
bunch of Legion customs.
Yeah, he's got a whole bunch of other ones.
Like, I don't buy a lot of Legions. I have the Figure Obscura stuff.
Mhm.
But apparently when you go to like Legion Con, they support people customizing and making their own companies off of customizing their figures.
That
You
also
go to
gives some
Legion-
ideas to make future figures.
Whatever, but you go to Legion Con, there's people set up that do custom figures they're selling that look like official retail production, and the work is superior to what you can buy from elsewhere.
You guys remember that one from last year I bought? That was
The Transformer one?
Yeah.
What was the Transformer? I'm sorry. I can't remember.
Fuck, I don't have it here. Like on this place, still in the
He
box.
had a guy customize, I forgot what characters it was, but he had him customize Legion's figure to be in this style, not style, but like homage to Transformer. I forgot which character it was though.
Snaptrap.
Snaptrap.
Yeah.
You know what? Now that you say Snaptrap, it rings a bell because that was one of your ones that we had as a kid, right?
Yep.
That's why.
I have the G1 right here, but I don't have the Cosmic.
He doesn't like the Legion, the
Legion
custom one
and
enough to
Cosmic
keep him nearby.
crossover. So that's the
God, he looks
G1.
so much bigger in your hands, Giggity.
That's why you did it, midget.
So that is a great combiner, by the way. And I don't want to change subject and get into that, but the Seacons, King Poseidon, whatever you want to call them,
Yeah.
absolutely underrated combiner. I wish there was more around him.
But I actually have him working on another one. He's doing a Devastator for me.
You guys know Riot Press?
No?
So, he does all of the Seekers, like Revenge of the Seekers. He does all.
Oh,
of the
okay, yeah.
Phantasms.
I don't know the guy's name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, really cool. Talk to him, every time I go to a show. But I kept messaging him because he's got a really great in for getting more Seekers and stuff because that's his thing. He actually has. I saw he posted today because they were at a con. You all right, Johnny?
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. I should probably wait to tell you this then because it's something you might care about.
I can still hear you.
Oh, so anyway, so he posted pictures of all these Seekers he's making, right? They all look 3D printed, but I know they're produced. And he had them all on the shelf, and he's showing them like for this con, and it was in the background. You could barely see it, but it is literally a Seeker that's regular size, looks like a combiner, and it had all these different color arms, legs, whatever. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, why does that look so familiar? It's all Voltron colors.
Ah.
He made a Seeker, like a Starscream, call it, right? That transforms into a jet, but it's all Voltron colors. And I know that's going to be a con exclusive because he does. He makes his own con exclusives. Whenever he goes to a convention, we're producing so many of these for this show.
Right.
These are our con exclusives. In fact, I have one of them here. I have the blank prototype one. It's all white. It's the only sentient Seeker they make. And he's got another one for another con that I want to get. I haven't gotten yet. But he's like cool to like, he wants to get the name out there. So he'll sell them to you at a great price if you want to purchase them. He's a great guy. And you know, very fun to talk to. And he does Jeff shows once in a while. But Riot Press, some of the coolest pieces I've seen. No, there's no originality in the actual toy, but he has got a lot of originality in his stories. And I will give him that.
Phantasm is pretty fucking cool too.
Dude, I'll give him originality for his stories all day long. He can write a story like a mofo. I just think he needs to get somebody else to maybe bring his creativity to life because it's kind of screams ramen toys for me. And I wish I could get him on here so we could talk to him because I'd like to pick his brain as to why he went certain directions. But like his Seekers, they're cool, but they're Seekers. Call it what it is. They're Seekers from the show. And if I knew more of the story, that might help understand why he decided to mimic and make that toy.
So, I mean, you message him, get him on.
Every time I message him, dude, it takes like 3 days, 4 days to get a response.
All right, still mention fucking getting on the pod.
I really would like him to just tell us what you're about. You know, I love your stuff. I think it's cool. But before I start making these judgments on you, tell me what you're about, man, because I really like what he's doing.
Before I start judging you profusely.
No, like I'm just being real. Like if you look, man, if you had a company that started making Turtles toys and they weren't Playmates and they look exactly like your OG Turtles you bought, but they were just a little bit different, you'd be like, really, this guy couldn't come up with anything else? So I just want to know what the story is behind what he's producing. Machina Toys, which is Ramen Toys, which is somebody, he says he's not affiliated, but he says he knows them. Well, they're making all of those
masks,
the bootleg masks, as you call it, right? They've gotten cease and desist all day long from the makers of Mask, which I don't know why I can't remember right now.
Hasbro.
Thank you. What? No, Hasbro had Mask?
Yeah, Hasbro.
They own it. They own the license, but they
own it now. But who had Mask originally?
It doesn't matter because they were making it's Ramen Toys is making Machina. And so what happens is Ace got a cease and desist from Hasbro because Hasbro owns the rights. All right.
Hasbro's owned Mask for several years.
Yeah, he's been trying though to work something out with them to license out from them permission, like to basically make them, because he's wanting to fill in the gap that people have been talking about for years before he started it. People have been talking about that. Yo, we've been wanting Mask. You know, all this and that. And so when they started making them, it was filling in that gap. That's what Ramen Toy basically does. You know, they kind of go back and look at some vintage stuff that's out there that either needs a remake or, you know, hasn't been around in a while or hasn't been out at all. And then they try to put them out.
So how the hell did loyal subjects get involved when Ramen's already making them? Did Ramen say, hey, go for it?
No, because Ramen doesn't have permission to make them.
Yeah.
So Loyal called Hasbro and said, hey, I want to make these toys, and they're cool with it?
So Hasbro's doing that now, that they're pawning off licenses that they own, right?
Well, it's called outsourcing, but yeah.
Right, no, but they're pawning it off. Because that's what they do with Power Rangers too.
Yep.
Hasbro owns Power Rangers, but Playmates is making them. because Hasbro doesn't want to put in the work and do it anymore, but they want to keep making money off it. So we're just going to let somebody else make them. Same thing. They're like, we don't want to deal with Mask, but we can let loyal subjects pay us and they can deal with Mask. Okay.
Wow, this is great. This is a lot of content. I think it's like a whole other show.
Yeah, we can pick up from that next week.
Yeah, for sure, man. That's fucking
tired.
cool. I got you, man. No, that's cool. So, all right. Well, guys, let's go ahead and cut it. And again, guys, thank you all for coming out tonight. If you're still on, great. If you're not, it's okay. It looks like it's quiet out there in Chatland. I know Rubber Girl went to bed.
Let's cut it, and Wheezy pulls out his knife.
Oh,
It's probably a comb.
no, it's not.
Oh,
It's the real deal.
I'm gonna cut you so bad. You're gonna wish I didn't cut you so bad. So I know everybody's gone. It's quiet out there. But anyway, thank you guys so much for coming out. Shellhead, we all appreciate you guys. Appreciate you coming out, having some banter, having some drinks, talking about toys. And you know what? I will reach out to Homeboy from Riot Press and see if he's willing to come on next Tuesday, man. And maybe we can get a really good, solid show where, we get some insight on some of this inner, producers or kind of thing. I don't know how to say it, but guys who are producing these toys trying to get their feet off the ground. I know he's on Big Bad. So we had to do a Kickstarter at some point. So somebody thought it was a good idea. I know the toys are very expensive on Big Bad. I don't know how he's making out with the tariffs. And these are all things we could probably ask him if he's willing to be on. But cool cat, and I'd love to get him on. And so anyway, we're good with that. So anyway, Weez, go ahead. You got anything for closing arguments?
Arguments? No. But I just want to let our loyal viewers know that was it July 3rd will be the official launch of Collector's Hideout.
Yes!
Oh, yeah.
About time, dude.
Yeah, so sometime between now and then, I have to decide if I'm going to just record or if I'm going to say fuck it and go live.
So I have to ask, is it you just directly and whoever you decide to bring on from time to time?
So I think because every episode's going to be different topics, right?
Sure.
Versus where Drinks and Toys is drinks and toys.
Sure.
So 1 week, might be toys. Some new movies came out. We're going to talk movies. We're going to talk this. We're going to talk that. It's just going to be kind of across the board.
Cool.
So whoever I feel would be best for those conversations are who I'm going to try and get on for those episodes.
Cool, man. Well, as always, we wish you the best, part of the Shellhead family. Namaste. And and yeah, man, I look forward to it. It gave me something to watch. I love content, and I would love to watch you guys. So,
I mean, I'm pretty sure the first episode was probably going to have Shellhead on there. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, probably not. But anyway, so good luck to you. And
what a dick. Why Johnny
Bro.
will be there at least. What the
Bro,
fuck?
Hey, I mean, I'd love to watch, but I'm down anytime, man. that definitely sounds fun.
So, Johnny, you got anything, man? Anything to close out with?
Yeah, I mean, guys, we're actually almost ready to start tooling and production. So, thank you everyone that's been buying tickets, that has been buying merch, shirts, fucking posters and shit. Thank you guys so much. We're gonna have trading cards available online soon, and we're gonna have them at the shows. So, thank you guys so much. Keep supporting, keep buying. Well, we're getting there, and then some big announcements to come with that once we hit the first stage of that goal.
Very excited, man. Very cool. I'd love to see you do a Kickstarter and see if it helps you out in any way, shape, or form.
I'm trying. That's why we're doing this. I'm trying to avoid doing a Kickstarter.
I get it, man.
Here's the thing: the whole goal for is this that when this comes out, you don't have to worry about paying for a Kickstarter with that risk of not getting your product. I want to make sure that when you pre-order this, you're getting it. So we're doing it. We're doing it kind of like the rough way, if you will. I'm taking a different path. I don't want to do a Kickstarter. I want to do this straight up and have it available.
Fair.
I understand completely. So, guys, thank you so much for coming out. As always, welcome out for Drinks and Toys. We will see you next Tuesday. Hopefully, get some guests on board and talk a little bit more about the Riot Press and so on and so forth. But until then, no caps. That's it. We'll stop it now.
That's it.